The official term is receiver. The unofficial term is repo man. And he was standing in my driveway, asking for the keys to my new Rivian. That's how my day started. Not with the soy latte I was about to grab, but with a guy in a cheap suit telling me my car was being seized. I thought it was a prank. "There's a mistake," I said, my voice shaky. "I'm Kayla, 28. 6 months ago, I sold my SaaS startup for a figure that makes people choke. I'm the success story." "No mistake, Ms. Vance," he said, not looking up. "Defaulted business loan. Artisanal Heritage Imports, LLC. You're the primary guarantor. The bank's calling the note." My blood went cold. "I have never heard of that company." He sighed, flipped a page, and showed me. My signature scrawled on the dotted line for a $300,000 loan. It was a forgery, a damn good one, but not mine. "That's not me. Tell it to the bank, lady." "I just take the cars." He got in, and my $90,000 truck rolled silently out of my life. I didn't call my lawyer. I called my parents. No answer, of course. It was Sunday family dinner at the sprawling, mortgage-free house my grandparents left them. I got into my old Camry, the one I kept for emergencies, and floored it. I walked in without knocking. The smell of roast beef hit me, but I just felt sick. They were all there. My dad, Arthur, holding court, whiskey in hand. My mom, Diane, fluttering around him, and my older brother, Greg, the responsible one, who managed the family trust and still lived at home at 34. "Kayla, honey, you're early," Mom chirped, her smile frozen. I threw the repossession notice on the table. It landed in the gravy boat. "What is Artisanal Heritage Imports?" Silence. Dad's face went brick red. Greg stared at his plate. "It was a bridge loan," Dad finally boomed, his CEO voice filling the room. The deal was solid. Hand-whittled toothpicks from reclaimed lumber. A sure thing. "You forged my signature," I whispered. "You used my name to get $300,000 for a toothpick company." "We needed it, Kayla," Greg said, his voice low. He was the enabler in chief. "You were busy with your exit. You wouldn't have understood. Dad's project just needed a little push." "A push? Greg, a repo man took my car. My credit is shot. You committed a felony." "Oh, please, don't be so dramatic," Mom cut in. "It's just money. You have so much of it now. We're family." That word, family, the cudgel they used to beat me with my entire life. "Kayla, you're the smart one. You'll take care of us. Your coding camps are expensive. You'd better make it big." Dad stood up, slamming his hand on the table. "After everything we poured into your ridiculous computer hobby, you owed us. You've been rolling in dough for 6 months while your father starves for one decent shot. You're just a selfish, ungrateful kid." I didn't yell. The panic from the driveway was gone, replaced by something cold and sharp. I almost laughed. "You're right. I have been selfish." I pulled out my phone. "Greg," I said, my voice chillingly calm, "you know how you've been managing Grandma's trust? The one holding this house free and clear?" Greg narrowed his eyes. "It's ironclad, Kayla. You can't touch it. I tapped my phone screen. "Until you and Dad used it as collateral for another sure thing last year. A line of credit you maxed out and defaulted on. The local credit union was set to foreclose 6 months ago." Mom's face went white. "What are you talking about?" "I've been busy, Mom." "While you were busy forging my name, I was busy making calls. I bought the debt, the entire debt, from the credit union, for pennies on the dollar." I held up my phone, showing the email from my legal team. "This is a notice of foreclosure. I've owned this house for 3 months. I was just waiting for the right moment." Dad's face went from red to a terrifying pale gray. He looked sick. What does that mean?" Mom whispered, sinking into a chair. "It means," I said, walking to the thermostat and turning off the AC, "that the bank didn't take my car. I did. I sent the repo man. I needed my truck back. And I needed to see your faces when you realized the well was dry." Greg looked like he'd been shot. You did this?" "Here's the deal," I said. "You are going to the bank tomorrow. Greg, you're going to liquidate every stock in that trust. Dad, you're cashing out your pension. You will pay back the exact amount of the fraudulent loan, plus damages and my legal fees. And you're signing a full confession, which my lawyer will hold in escrow. And if we don't, Dad growled, but the fire was gone. Then I press charges for felony fraud, and I evict you. You'll be homeless and facing jail time. Your choice. They drained everything. The trust, the pension, the rainy day funds. It was just enough. The next weekend, I had movers at the house. You'll need a place to live, I said, tossing keys on the dining table. It's my old one-bedroom in Van Nuys, the one you said was a dump. Rent's due on the 1st. Don't be late. My mom just wept. My dad, for the first time, was utterly silent. 18 months later, sunlight streamed through the massive bay windows of my grandparents' house. It looked different. I'd torn out the heavy drapes. It was now the Vance Incubator, a free co-working space and mentorship hub for young women in tech. The doorbell rang. My younger sister, Jenna. She'd been backpacking, missing the entire implosion. Wow, she said, looking at the bright office. Place looks different. It is, I said, handing her a coffee. I'm finally fixing the foundation. I went to see Mom and Dad, she said. They're miserable, Kay. That apartment is tiny. Dad's working as a greeter at Walmart. They said you ruined them. I looked past her at a 19-year-old girl in the corner sketching out an app. I thought about the $300,000, the stolen car, a lifetime of being their human piggy bank. No, Jenna, I said. They ruined themselves. I just stopped letting them take me down with them. My phone buzzed. A Zelle request from Arthur Vance for $75, groceries. I hit decline. I didn't feel anger or guilt, just a quiet, certain freedom. And for the first time in my life, I felt rich.